Hello, it's so good to be with you again. In Luke chapter 6, Jesus is just reminding us how good it is to be his followers. And why we have decided to follow Jesus is something that we need to remind ourselves. It's really easy to get off track and to lose sight of where we're going. And the Lord Jesus calls us to remember his words. He left his words for us so that we could be set up for success. In Luke chapter 6, starting to read in verse 46, it says this: "Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do what I say? Everyone who comes to me and hears my words and acts on them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid a foundation on the rock. And when there was a flood, the river burst against the house, and yet it could not shake it, because it had been well built. But the one who has heard and who has not acted accordingly is like a man who built a house on the ground without a foundation. And the river burst against it, and it immediately collapsed, and the ruin of that house was great." So as we look at these verses here, we realize that two men, let's say, had an identical day in front of them. It looked like a good day to build a house. But one man was wise enough to know, today might be a beautiful day, but if you're going to live long enough, before you know it, you're going to need a sturdy house. The other man saw a beautiful day, and he built his life as though everything was going to be easy for the rest of his life. That man was called foolish. Pam and I were on a road trip through Colorado, and I looked over at a field. After seeing several farmhouses that were over 100 years old, that the roof was collapsing and the windows were broken out, here stood this beautiful, probably 150-year-old farmhouse that was built with stone. And I said to Pam, you know what? That's a man who built for the future. That's a man who built a house that would outlive him. I said, how cool is that, that that man is gone, and yet that beautiful, straight house is still standing for someone else to live in. That's what Jesus is saying. That if a man builds his life upon Jesus' words, let's make it simple. Jesus advised us how to live, and we take that advice. We practice it, because he told us that the student will become like his teacher if he does what the teacher says. So that if we build our life according to the way Jesus taught, it'll be like that beautiful stone farmhouse. That legacy will last for generations. So let's build that way. Jesus, remind me every day to follow your words is the best way to live. Every day, Lord Jesus, remind me how important your word is to me. And as I follow it, Lord, I thank you that you're establishing something really good.